Hello everybody, it's your girl Asia from the Rant Fangirl channel. I am back today with another video. Welcome to my channel. So I was watching Degrassi Next Class. I know, right? Why would I be watching something that I think completely sucks? Listen, y'all, regardless how much I say I hate this season, hate that season, or hate this series, I love anything that involves Degrassi. I love Degrassi Next Generation. I love Degrassi Next Class. Well, I don't love Degrassi Next Class, but if I get bored, I'll put it on. Sometimes I pay attention to it, sometimes I don't. But I'm watching Degrassi Next Class, and it's like I had to get on here and talk about this shit. I know it's not just me, but am I the only one who could not stand Frankie and Jonah's relationship? I cannot stand this relationship. Like, I do not get the appeal of them being together. This relationship just felt like a whole fucking roller coaster. Their relationship was nothing but up and down, down and up. It was just annoying. I don't like Jonah. He was never interesting to me, like, at all. Like, he was boring as fuck. Frankie, I liked the Frankie. But I feel like the only character development you got out of her was when she was dating a guy. I feel like on her own, individually, they didn't do much for her. Like, in the Degrassi Next Generation, they did something with the guy that she gave the money to. But yet, that had something to do with a dude. And then she was dating Winston. And then Winston cheated on her, kissed Lola. And then her and Winston got back together. She caught feelings for the other guy. And that was that. Her and Winston broke up. Like, in the Degrassi Next Class, when they had her, like, depressed and everything like that because she regret falling for another guy while she was with Winston. I feel like they could have did something with that. Instead, they just dropped it so quickly. I didn't like that because I feel like that was something they could have went more into. I understand Miles is the more important, is the more interesting Hollingsworth sibling, but I feel like Frankie could have been like top two interesting. I feel like she could have been interesting, just as interesting as Miles. And I did feel like she could have been one of the best Degrassi female characters had they gave her more character development and not just say, we're going to use you as a plot device for relationships, this and that and forth. Her relationship with Jonah, I hate it because I feel like Jonah always trying to make it seem like it was her, like she was the problem. Like, I remember that episode specifically when she asked Lola, can guys and girls be friends? Lola said no, and Shay said yes. Lola said the last time Shay was just friends with a guy, she fell in love with him, aka Tiny. Shay and Tiny was friends even though Tiny went out with Lola. Her and Shay and Tiny were friends, but them being friends, they had feelings for each other. And then what happened? He broke up with Lola and started dating Shay. So I get Lola's take, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see like I'm controlling my partner. I don't want my partner to feel like, oh, they can't have friends. My thing is, I feel like Frankie would never have asked that question had Jonah not have been like moving weird, being sneaky. Because they were playing around and she snatched his phone and he was all like, oh, what the hell are you doing? Like, the way he reacted was like, whoa, what the hell are you hiding in this phone? You are hiding something, sir. And it was a text from Grace at that. So I definitely understood where Lola was coming from. But they said when she dated guys, she tends to get crazy and make that whole relationship her whole existence. And I don't think that's true at all. I don't know why the fuck they said that. As a matter of fact, Lola, Lola and Shay have to be some of the worst friends I've ever seen in the Degrassi universe. They were never really Frankie's friends. I don't give a fuck how any of y'all feel. They were never her friends. I don't give a fuck. That don't even make sense for them to say that. No, because when Frankie was with Winston, she wasn't crazy at all. She felt like she just couldn't trust him after he did what he did. You feel me? And then when she was trying to test him to see if he would do it again, he tried to make it so like she was in the wrong for trying to test him. It's like, bitch, I can't trust you. So, of course, I got to test you and make sure that if I'm giving you a second chance, I got to make sure you really won't do that shit again. Never get somebody the second opportunity to break your heart the second time. So, of course, she had to make sure, like, is you really sure you want to be with me? Like, don't be faking and act like you really don't want to be with me. I feel like Degrassi next class should just went ahead and put her back with Winston. I was very curious to see what the relationship would have been like had they tried again a third time. But instead, they made her catch feelings for Jonah, and we got stuck with her and Jonah. I really didn't like their relationship. When I first watched the Gracie Next Class, I thought they were cool. But when I watch them now, I don't see, I don't know why everyone is, so hooked up on this shit. They had no chemistry. Their relationship was always up and down. Jonah talked to her like she was a child, and I did not like that. I always hated that he made it seem like she was the problem. Jonah, you don't communicate. You don't make time. You don't make quality time. You don't commit. Of course you would be going crazy when someone is giving you half-ass of the relationship. He gave her he was a half-ass boyfriend while she was a full-time girlfriend. And because of that, he made it seem like she was the one going crazy. When she bought him a guitar, he said something and she said good talk. Frankie was very emotional, and I think she really loved hard. So when she fell into a relationship, she there was no question that she loved you or she would go hard for you. And I feel like sometimes that feeling was never restored. Cause I just did not like her relationship with Jonah. They was always breaking up. Literally the entire relationship always breaking up, getting back together. Season 3, she felt like she was ready to have sex with him. He said he didn't want to have sex with her because back when he was doing it, he wasn't, a good guy. And he don't want to rush into what they was having. I agree with that. I don't feel like just because your friends are having sex or they're thinking about it doesn't mean you should have to either. But I definitely feel like it had something to do with Grace. I was when I watched season 4, that first episode, I get pissed all the time because when Frankie asked this nigga Jonah, did he have feelings for Grace? He sat her motherfucking face and lied time and time again, talking about him and Grace are just friends. But when him and Frankie were on the out, and I don't want people to say, oh, if they're on a break, it don't count. Listen to me. Listen to what the fuck I'm about to say. Before Frankie said she think they should go on a break, he was already catching feelings for Grace. When she sat in his nigga face and asked him time and time again, was he feeling Grace more than just a friend? He could have said yes. Instead, he continued to lie and lie and lie. It is not very, it's not I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Let me get my thoughts together because this is how badly it pissed me off. How is it that the bitch that she asked him, did or did he not have feelings for, he is with her in this senior year of their class? He told Frankie him and Grace were just friends, and all of a sudden a new school year coming, they're just magically together. That is not a coinkydink. That's not a coincidence. He was feeling her when he was with Frankie. And he even said that to Grace, and that is one of the reasons why he did not want to go public with their relationship. He said, it's bad enough that I'm fooling around with you, but it's another thing when I'm fooling around with you, when I fell in love with you, I was with another girl. He is a piece of shit. He is the definition of a piece of shit. Frankie asked him numerous of times, did he have feelings for Grace? He sat her motherfucking face and said no. And then when she checked him about it, when they was partying in the woods, he tried to make it seem like, oh, she was a problem in the relationship, talk about everything he did was never good enough. This has nothing to do about being good enough. Frankie was never the problem in a relationship. I'm really over it. That is how they try to write it in season 4, like she was the problem. He was the one who did not want to commit. He said he was afraid of commitment. Had he gave her just a little something, I don't think she would have felt like she had to hack into his passwords. I understand that's invading his privacy, but it's because he never gave her anything. She told him she loved him. She never said the words, but she felt it. He's afraid of commitment. He was a half-ass boyfriend. I don't give a fuck how none of y'all feel. I don't care. Jonah was a half-ass boyfriend. He is literally on my list of worst boyfriends in Degrassi. He is a terrible boyfriend. I can't believe he tried to make it like Frankie was the one that was the problem in their relationship. When she asked you time and time again, was you feeling this bitch when me and you were together? You sat in my motherfucking face and lied numerous of times when all I was asking for was honesty, bitch. Right there and then when she said we should go on a break, that was the time we should have been honest. Be like, yes, I am feeling grace. Yes, I'm catching feelings for her. That is why it's so hard for me to try to be in a relationship with you when I'm feeling her. He could have opened his mouth and be like, he could have opened his mouth and just been honest, but nope, he just lied to her. I'm over him. I'm over this relationship. They have no chemistry. One of the worst relationships I've ever seen in the Degrassi fandom. Had they just put her back with Winston, they should just put her and Winston back together, and this time should have been like all in. Like they could have went at this relationship in a more mature way. I always hated that the Degrassi writers never really gave Frankie and Winston a real chance to be a couple. That they always had something to do to ruin it. It was either he kissed someone or someone was catching feelings with somebody else. It's like, give them a real chance to be together. And I feel like next class would have been a great thing to do, to finally put them together and let them be together. Putting her with Jonah, I didn't like the idea because, like I said, Jonah talked to her like she was stupid. He talked to her like she was a child. He never took any accountability for him being one of the reasons why the relationship never worked. It was just always her, but it was never him. Like I said, if I was in a relationship with a guy and I'm working on a play and I work very, very close with one of my co-stars and we get very, very close to where I feel like I'm catching feelings, and me and my boyfriend go on a break and he asks me, is me and this guy just friends, and I lie in his face, but then when me and my boyfriend break up completely and the new school year starts and I'm with the guy that I told him I did not have feelings for, off top you're going to think in your head, yes, y'all had feelings for each other when you was with me. Because it is not just a coincidence that you're telling me you hung up with this person all summer and got to know them. Nah, you was feeling them with me and you was in a relationship, and now y'all got together during the summer. Ain't nobody stupid. So I feel like the way Jonah did Frankie was dirty as fuck. He should have been honest and just told her that the reason why me and you were not connecting is because I was connecting with a different girl. And him and Grace's relationship was boring as fuck. They had no chemistry either. And it was just like, you know what? Grace hasn't dated anyone. Let's put her with someone who's just like her. Dark and into fucking piercings and dark hair. Let's just put them together, right? Oh my God. The relationships in next class are just terrible. They're very unbearable. It's like the Degrassi writers didn't even try to make you care just a tad bit. The only relationship I liked was Maya and Zig, and even though they were only a relationship for the first season, they were still cool because I liked them from Next Generation. I never been a fan of Miles and Tristan relationship. Him and Lola, I would have been interested in them had they been a couple, but everyone who feel like they should have ended it together, I think in a different lifetime, had he not been with Tristan and the bus crash didn't happen, yeah, I'd have been okay with them being a couple. But Tristan being in a coma and how he went at things with Lola, y'all are not going to like what I have to say when I make this video. Just be prepared. I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to just wait till the video because y'all not going to like what I have to say. But Grace and Jonah, boring as fuck. Is there any other couples I'm missing? I like the Zoe relationship with that girl. I can't remember her name, but I thought they were cool. But the Degrassi Next class is just really bad, and I'm gonna shit on this show any chance I get. So if there's ever a topic when I'm watching the show that comes up, just know I will be on her the next day to make a video about it, because that's man, the Degrassi Next class is just god awful, and this relationship is just god awful. I cannot stand Frankie and Jonah together. Frankie deserves so much more. They should just put my girl back with Winston. They should just put her back with Winston, because I loved her and Winston together. I liked that. They were just cute. They didn't have storylines, this and that. They were okay because they wasn't really important in the Next Generation, right? She was just Miles' sister. He was just Miles' best friend. So it made sense for them to be just cute. Now, it didn't make sense for Ellie and Dallas to be just cute when Ellie's been there since season 8. Dallas has been there since season 12. You didn't had enough time to build him up and get him something to make him interesting. You didn't have plenty of time to build Allie up to make her interesting. But yet, she and Dallas were just in the background in season 14. They were just cute. They were just boring. Like I said, somebody are going to say that don't make sense. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. For Winston and Frank's relationship, it made sense because in season 13 and 14, neither one of them did as much. They didn't have anything going on. Season 13, Frankie was just Miles' baby sister. Winston was just Miles' best friend. Allie has been here since season 8. She's been a Degrassi OG character. Dallas has been here since season 12. They didn't have plenty of time to build him up, give him something to give a fuck about. To where when they put them together, it should make sense for them to have storylines as relationships because they've been here for so long. They're characters who tell stories, right? Yet Dallas doesn't have any storylines in Degrassi that I care enough about. I didn't care about him being a teenage father. I just didn't give a shit. And Allie, her whole character's been nothing but just nigga. I'ma date this, date that nigga, date this nigga, date that nigga. To where it's like, okay, when you partner with Dallas, you're not gonna give them no storylines. They're just gonna be in the background. She was just Claire's homegirl, and he was just Drew's homeboy. So I don't want to hear no one's opinion on this. Talk about it makes no sense. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. Y'all heard what I said. They should just put Frankie and Winston back together and X'd out her and Jonah. I just didn't like that whole thing with Jonah. If anything, why couldn't they just make Jonah a senior in Degrassi season 14? He could have graduated and he could have been with Becky. Anyway, I'm over talking about this shit. This shit gives me a headache. Like I said, I have a lot of Degrassi topics I'm coming out with, like rapid fire, so please be prepared. This weekend, though, I will be uploading my Found Season 2, Episode 11 review, and I will also be uploading my Breaking Bad review on my Breaking Bad video on why I think it's a better show than The Sopranos, so please be prepared. But for all this week, up until Saturday and Sunday, I will be trying to upload Degrassi content consistently as I can. Until further notice, I'm going to see y'all next time.